What's going on, guys? This will be my top 10 picks for the Blue Limit Soldiers, top 10 movies that had an impact on your life. Josh already did his top 10, so if you want to go check that out, I highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get right to it. Number 10 would be the Tom and Jerry movie, which came out in 1992. I want to give this movie a spot on my list because of it really being the first movie that I rented as a kid. The movie itself is probably far from a masterpiece, and admittedly, I don't remember anything from the plot besides that Tom and Jerry talk. However, I can't help but look at it through nostalgia goggles. It has a place in my heart for sure. Number 9 would be That Thing You Do, which came out in 1996. This is another movie that I watched to death as a kid. I think I broke my parents with how often I watched it. I just couldn't get enough seeing the Wonders, or in the film they're called the Oneaters, in the film perform their hit song. It was just really exciting to me. You get to follow the band as they progress from just playing at a high school dance to eventually playing on the Ed Sullivan Show. Yeah, you can't shake the Beatles influence, which I have no problem with. I guess it's kind of like what if the Beatles were a one-hit wonder? Because of course the drama in the band gets to be too much and it falls apart. You can never have nice things, I guess. You do get a Bryan Cranston cameo, so that's pretty cool. Number 8 is Silver Linings Playbook, which came out in 2012. This movie spoke volumes to me at a time when it was really needed. With what I was going through, it helped me see someone in the movie go through something similar and ultimately overcome it. It's a very inspiring movie that's very near to my heart. Number 7 is Arthur, came out in 2011. Technically this is a remake of the 1981 movie, starring the late great Dudley Moore, which I admittedly haven't seen yet, but I plan on it. I do enjoy this version quite a bit as well. Regardless of people's opinions of Russell Brand, I think he gives a terrific performance as a charming, wealthy playboy who just needs a little guidance. There are some good laughs, quotable lines, and some heart-wrenching sad scenes that I still tear up at. Number 6 is Hitch, 2005. Yes, out of all the Will Smith movies out there, I'm choosing the one where he plays an emotionally guarded pickup artist in New York City. I will say that the movie does provide some great laughs, as well as an interesting take on romantic films, which I'm a bit of a sucker for. Also, it's probably one of Kevin James's better roles. You have to chuckle at his dance moves. Number 5 is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which came out in 1990. I honestly couldn't say enough about the Ninja Turtles franchise and how much I love it and how much it means to me. If this were any other list, this would probably be at number 1, but number 5's not bad. I love how Jim Henson did the costumes for the movie, so there's none of that ugly CGI. Also, the action's really cool and it's really easy to get into it. Number 4 is American Pop, which came out in 1981. This film very much is an odd but delightful gem. I'm really starting to get into director Ralph Bakshi's works, and this is no exception. The rotoscoping art style is truly eye-catching, and in my opinion, it's timeless. Plus, it's about generations of music, and I'm a self-described music fan. Number 3 is Predator, 1987. Predator has always been a favorite of mine. I remember pretending to be him while playing on the playground at school. You know, what normal kids do. His iconic first appearance on screen, as well as his look, have made an everlasting impression on me. Stick around. Number 2 is The Warriors, which came out in 1979. I've never been able to adequately state just why I love this movie so much. Is it a product of the gang movie craze? Yeah. Is it pretty hammy at times with the acting? Totally. But tell me, when you see the Warriors exit the subway station asking where the others are, and it cuts to the baseball Furies waiting for them, does that not give you goosebumps? And what about the subway sequence? It's unlike anything I've seen and hopefully will ever see. And my number 1 choice is Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. And no, it's not a typo. I've seen the originals before, even before Episode 1. And I'm going to be honest, there's a lot going against this movie. And, I'm guilty of seeing this through nostalgia goggles. But it does actually have a lot going for it, in my opinion. I mean, Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn is pretty badass. And you have to admit that the action is a lot more fluidic in this movie as well. In the final fight scene, it's awesome seeing Neeson and McGregor take on Darth Maul and mixed with action flips. I also loved the battle droids too. They were always my favorite as a kid. It was also just the first Star Wars movie that I had ever seen in a theater, and that just means a lot to me. I wasn't born in the 80s and the 70s, so I didn't get those movies. I didn't get the theatrical experience with those films. My honorable mentions are The Breakfast Club, 1985, Back to the Future, which also came out in 1985, Watership Down, which came out in 1978, and The Great Gatsby, which that one I like both the old version and the new one. Also, the book is my favorite novel, so it's kind of surprising that that didn't make it on my top 10 list, but would have made it on the top 11, I'm sure. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my list. If you would like, you can tell me what you think of my choices, whether or not you agree or disagree. I'm totally open to that. By no means am I saying that my picks are phenomenal films or highly regarded. They're more just movies that personally have had an impact on me. It'd be interesting to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you would like to see even more of our content, the links will be in the description to our Twitter and Facebook. And be sure to subscribe and like this video. Anyway, take care, guys. Keep it psychic and keep it real.